Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is a join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the former head of state and the UNCA alliance, that's his political alliance with other opposition parties, promised ahead of 2026 election, we will remove free education, Lungu. Government must spend money and not save. So this was reported in the News Diggers. And then it has been reposted by the UPND Zambia page, and they say, when we come back, we will remove free education and they add CDF there. When Edgar Lungu was making that statement, he did not attribute it to CDF, but obviously you expect these are politics. Further on, this is the news that has been trending from the time that the president had this press brief. So he had an interview with a radio host. That's where he issued such statements. I'll read to you that interaction. So this was on ZNBC TV1, where they say ECL Edgar Lungu to abolish free education if re-elected. I doubt Edgar Lungu is even going to contest. They're just using him as an individual to favor whichever candidate that they're going to decide to settle for in that UNCA alliance. So this was on Mwebantu. So former President Edgar Lungu has claimed that civil servants are frustrated because President Hakainde Hichilema is micromanaging government functions from State House. So speaking when he appeared on Radio Delight of Shingola last night, Mr. Lungu said United Party for National Development, UPND, is struggling to motivate the civil service. Mr. Lungu claimed that President Hakainde Hichilema is leading a frustrated government because of his tendency of micromanaging everything. Let me say one thing, and I think it will sum it all up, he said. You cannot have everything managed from State House. Leave the line ministries to deal with these issues. Everything has to go through State House, and the civil servants are very frustrated. They regret every morning when they wake up because they think that it is not how the civil service is supposed to be run, he said. Mr. Lungu, who has returned to active politics after a brief spell of on the sideline when he had lost power in 2021, has advised President Hakainde Hichilema to give ministers leverage to work. And then with regard to the issue of agriculture, issue of agriculture should be dealt with by the Ministry of Agriculture. You have your own minister who reports to you as president. What has happened to that? Everything has to be managed from State House, he asks, as Edgar Lungu. So amongst the statements that he had made, this is one of the ones that frustrated the UPND government and did not sit well with the government, which has made the Ministry of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Thabo Kawana to respond. So after the trending of that extract of Edgar Lungu saying the free education was not serving its purpose, it was reducing the quality of education amongst the children, and the products of coming through the children wasn't good enough. So Thabo Kawana says this is the Permanent Secretary for Ministry of Information and Media. So he says, as government, we are compelled to respond to former President Edgar Lungu's wild claims made during a media appearance on radio and which was carried on various Facebook pages, insinuating that the introduction of free education by the UPND New Dawn government has compromised the quality of education in the country. First and foremost, as leaders, we ought to be factual and be able to put across information that will be factual when we face the people, when we face our people. We saw the former president, stating that one classroom in Zambia is now hosting 300 pupils against one teacher. You may wish to know that under the UPND New Dawn government, there is no classroom in any school or in any part of the country that is holding 300 pupils to one teacher. It is also not correct to say that there is no quality of education being provided under the UPND New Dawn government, as evidence is there to show that the quality of education has not been compromised, but instead improved since the introduction of free education. Mr. Kawana further went to say, as an assessment report done by the United Nations Educational and Scientific Cultural Organization, UNESCO, in terms of the minimum proficiency levels that were before implementation of the education policy, pupils in grade 5 to 7 who were able to handle mathematics and standing at 2.1%, and while the other who were able to read was standing at 2.3%. After the introduction of free education and the recruitment of teachers within 2.5 years by the UPND New Dawn administration, the percentage performance in mathematics has improved to 16%, while those who were able to read stood at 9.7%. These figures, these figures, and as you know, numbers do not lie. He puts open quotes and close quotes. Numbers do not lie after stating that. Represent at Zambia at the global level. Hence, this shows that the onset of free education and recruitment of teachers has brought about quality education and an opportunity to have young people able to go back to school, including those that had since left. Today, we are talking about 2 million Zambian children have now gone back to school, a milestone and an achievement. Leaders like the former president should know that lies we tell others and lies we tell ourselves, no matter the intent, have the potential to cause damage of the country and the claim. Hence, as a good leader, should not find pleasure in damaging his own country. So we take this opportunity to refute that the education system is, we take this opportunity to reiterate that the education system is the best equalizer. And while in office, the UPND New Dawn government under the president of President Hakainde Hichilema will ensure that we realize that. So that's a back and forth between Edgar Lungu and the New Dawn government. So further on, this is the news that has trended today, a couple of hours ago. So former Deputy Inspector General of Police Charity Katanga has been jailed for 3 years by the Economic and Financial Crimes Court for illegally possessing 10 Haga buses. So let me read you the other details. Then someone, Peter in the comment section says, great news when this was announced. So like during the build-up, during the case, this was reported on the UPND page. So Charity Katanga found guilty. The Lusaka Magistrate Court has found former Zambia Police Deputy Inspector General of Police Charity Katanga guilty of possession of 10 Haga buses suspected to be proceeds of crime. Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Davis Chiwili will soon pass the sentence against Ms. Katanga, who's in dock. So this was during the build-up to the case. And then Chief Yetayari simply made a comment to say about 3 years simple imprisonment for Madam Katanga. And then a lady, John Mwemba responded, simple imprisonment, but someone who steals a needle, 10 years with hard labor. That's John's response. And then Honorable Clement Ndeleki responds to say, there is no hard labor for women in Zambia, no matter the offense. So that's a debate they're having about law. I would love lawyers to respond. Is that true, what this Honorable Clement Ndeleki says, that there is no hard labor for women in Zambia regardless of their offense? I would like to get those facts also, because this conversation was just back and forth. No facts came out of that. And then someone, Ted Saka, in the comment section says, there is hard labor. Maximum sentence for simple imprisonment is 3 years. And if she happens to appeal, then the courts decide to increase the years. It becomes hard labor. So those arguments. So I would love lawyers or people that understand the law to clarify this statement, because everyone here just seems to be giving the 2 cents here without facts. So as you comment about this issue, whether women cannot be given hard labor in Zambia, bring out facts. Don't just speculate. Thank you. Odis Mausampo also commented on the same. So he posted Charity Katanga and then made his own comment. So from the African Parliamentarian Network Against Corruption, Zambian chapter, he says, with its abbreviation, welcomes the sentencing of Charity Katanga. Madam Charity Katanga was one of the best police commissioners in Zambia during her time. She had a good police service name, but not until she has been found guilty and jailed for 3 years for abuse of office and corruption linked to charges. She had expensive intercity commuter buses. So the 10 Aga buses, Mouse and Passays, they are even operating at intercity. That could not be backed by her income and her entire career of 20 years. So meaning no matter how much she was hardworking, she could not back it up. So Mao Sampa says. And then while we empathize with Madam Katanga and the family, we commend the prosecutor for securing a conviction. We commend the judiciary for now being firm and accountable, adding to the judicial judgments, guilty or not guilty, on these corruption cases. Zambians remain extremely poor, and many because of corruption. Both politics and civil service, and in this case, even the police force. May all the men and women in uniform take this leaf from Charity Katanga's sentencing, that the law can be slow, but always catches up with the corrupt elements in our society. We urge the judiciary to speed up the judgments, be guilty or not guilty of all other pending corruption cases in their files. This is because justice delayed is justice denied. And then he signs it off, Miles Wadiasampa, MP, and that association chairperson, he says. And then in this video, Chief Etari also makes a comment. He says, being convicted is not easy, but I can assure you, I can assure you that this we will see more of such videos of such videos in the year to come, because most cases of former leaders are coming up to their conclusion. So he simply says, this is not the last conviction that you guys are witnessing. This is going to become the norm. So you better brace yourselves. And then he even attaches the video of what happened in court today. And let me try to see if I can play you that video so that you guys to see. So this is what happened. This is the video that Shifetari was playing. He was saying, this is not the last conviction that you are coming across. This will become the norm, and people should get used. So this is the family for Charity Katanga at court. Once the conviction was given, they walked out of court crying. Obviously, she's most likely the breadwinner in this family, and the fact that she's been convicted, you expect our dependents to come out like that. So Chief Etari says this is not the last conviction, because most of the cases, if you remember, our case came up just after the PF had lost the election, when this they started making court appearances. So it has taken long, but eventually it has happened. So Chief Etari is saying this is not the only case. Most of the cases that are in court for corruption basis are coming to their conclusion. So we should expect this side of people crying at court. That's Chief Hetayari's analysis. This will become the norm. And then, yeah, so that's Chief Hetayari. And he stands on solid ground when he says this, because if you remember, Chief Hetayari also had a number of cases in court. And then when he realized to say, because even the previous case that he had, which was looking like a very strong case for him to say he's going to win the assault against a police officer case, but he lost that one. But then he was smart enough to go and ask for forgiveness from Chief Mukuni, so that he can have that case withdrawn again against him. So for that, it reduces the number of cases that he still has. Though he still has cases pending in court, he was able to reduce those that were not necessary. But he's simply asking for forgiveness from Chief Mukuni. The other one, he was convicted. That's the one that Edgar Lungu bailed him up with a 20,000 kwacha. And we wait and see how it plays out for the rest. And then Mao Samba seems to be saying, fact check, 2021 general elections, Matero constituency votes, President Edgar Chagalungu, 51,000 votes with those, and then Mao Samba, this Samba, 55. So, and then people are simply saying, if you think you're popular, call for an early election. Sometimes you try to be, you should try to be grateful, which is true. Mao Sampa's popularity isn't all that. It's the backing of the NPF that he was able to scoop the mayoral seat and also the constituency seat in Matero. So him putting up these statistics, they're thinking he's more popular than Edgar Chagalungu. I don't know where he's going with that. But anyway, these are politics. He's supposed to think that way. Because it was proven, there was a time that he had even registered his own political party. It did not go anywhere. At some point when Edgar Lungu had swindled the party from him during that convention, where Guy Scott was backing him back in the day. And Savoy Yumboy, if you remember, she was summoned by the police, so she appeared today at police station. So she arriving at Lusaka Lusaka Force Headquarters this morning with a Uko bag full of prison clothes and beddings, the essentials in readiness for whatever the police had in stock for me. I told my children that they may or may not see me later today. Special thanks to President Suave and then those individuals that accompanied her to say she was ready, whether she was going to spend the night in police or not. But clearly she did not. They just wanted to find out some information from her. And another person that has been summoned is Raphael Nakachinda. Is appearing before police today. So this was posted a couple of seconds ago by the Patriotic Front. They say police summoned Nakachinda. The Zambia police has summoned Patriotic Front Secretary General Honorable Raphael Nakachinda for what they term as an investigation. And Nakachinda is expected to appear before police today, Tuesday, the 20th February 2024 at 9:30 a.m. A few weeks ago, Nakachinda gave an interview to Diamond Television in which he accused State House and government officials of practicing corruption in the gold scandal case. If you remember, that's the Katanga case with those Egyptians and those jets, if you remember, a couple of months ago. So the PF say it is suspected that the police investigation may be related to that matter. Anyway, we're here to find out the facts once he appears. So that's the news, ladies and gentlemen, so far. YouTube channel. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, you click on the notifications to get the notifications of every video that I upload. I try to upload every week, sometimes every day of the week, but definitely each week you expect a video. So make sure you click on the subscribe, like this video, and there's much more on the playlist. So visit the channel and see you around.